Centre Stage, brought to you by Grosvenor Road Studios.
Hi and welcome to Centre Stage. I'm here at Grosvenor Road Studios with my guest today, Nick J. Townsend. So Nick, do you want to tell our viewers a little bit about yourself?
That's a really hard question to answer, but I'll try and do a layman's term explanation. I am a person and I got into music when I was about like a baby, and then I grew up a bit and I was a late starter. And I wanted to start making music, make my own music, make my own compositions. That's a very fancy word, basically write songs.
What kind of music? What genre?
Well, I started off with rock music, but
Yeah.
I grew up with lots of blues, like Jimi Hendrix, B.B. King, Eric Clapton, the Blues Breakers. I used to listen to my father's album collection, vinyl. In fact, I actually got into trouble because apparently I stacked all this vinyl on top and spun when I was about 4 years old.
Oh no!
And, ruined all his LPs.
Scratched the whole
But yeah, it probably scarred me for life. I can't remember it. But it got me into music. I wanted to make my own. So when I was 15, I started a band. That's what lots of 15, teenagers do that.
What was your band called?
Oh, it was a terrible name.
What was it?
It was called Incision. But
Not that bad.
well, actually, it's not too bad. But I've progressed since then. I mean, I've got a worse name now. It's called WEAK13.
WEAK13.
It's much more worse, but my band's been going for about, as this now, for 15 years.
Yeah.
But a lot of musicians, when they start these high school bands, they kind of stop after about 3 years. Because they look at the world and they go, this world doesn't want me.
And there's no money in it.
No, there isn't.
It's there until you make it.
Well, I mean, this is the thing, man. What is actually success? Because some people say, "Oh, I know what would be success if I had a swimming pool, a big house." Yeah, well, how you can have time to make all this music when you're sat in a swimming pool, like looking around your big house? You're not going to do any music.
Yeah.
Yeah, are you going to be doing gigs on the road, like just thinking about my big house and my big car? If you haven't got those things, chances are you've probably had quite a rough life. Yeah, it doesn't matter what type of music, whether it's hip hop, or it's acoustic music, jazz, blues, rock. You've had some kind of growing up and you've got some experience, and that's why you write about music. Your lyrics, how you sing, what you play, the passion you put into it. So you might be, there's no point actually just dreaming about wanting these big houses and stuff. If you want to be an estate agent or an architect, then you probably see loads of those houses, right? In fact, if you like houses so much, you should go and buy one, right? But music is one of those things where you throw yourself into a career, you don't know the reason why you're doing it or meant to drive, and you don't know who to trust. You have to work all these things out.
Yeah, I agree.
So
what happened to the first band, your high school band? Where did they go?
They're still alive. They're still alive, but I see some of them because they're in other bands. Because that's the thing. Once you start doing music, you don't kind of stop.
Yeah.
And although they're not in the same band with me, I still have contact with some of them, and they do various styles of music. Now, this is the thing. When you start doing music, it seems like a part-time job at first, and you go into this college band or a high school band, and if it doesn't work out, the band finishes, and you're told you got to get a job, you got to live on your own.
Plan B.
Get a house. Plan B, Plan C, Plan D, Plan E. What am I going to do? I haven't got time for this career. And then what happens is after a few years, you start thinking, well, I was really good at that. I enjoyed that. I want to do it. And you might be a 5-year gap. Some people have a 10-year gap.
Yeah.
Some people will just keep making music.
So what about you personally? Was that how you was feeling?
I think I had a 2-year kind of drift where I was just experimenting with all sorts of stuff. I didn't know what I wanted.
Yeah.
I never actually wanted to be a rock star. I wanted to be an artist, which I do now anyway, because I illustrate for children's books. I do front covers for some novels, and there's a computer game I'm designing all the stuff for. But yeah, I mean, if you're going to be in music, you're going to have lots of different types of skills in the entertainment industry. Like if you're going to have let's say you're a songwriter and an artist, you're going to have your own CD cover. So you might want to say, well, I want to put my vision onto that and create it, whether it's via photography or whether it's via something you've drawn or a logo you've created. And that's why when people throw themselves into their art, they're not just doing the rapping or playing guitar or doing sheet music. They're actually expressing or other things like such as like how they see the world, and it's through like art you can do this. So a CD cover can tell people what the song's about, what's on their mind. What I said earlier about it's hard to trust people sometimes. Or you don't know anything about the music industry.
I was just about to ask you, do you think that's the case nowadays when you say that artists can, you know, project their art onto their album cover, and then you can tell what the artist is what the artist's genre is just from looking at the artist cover, or don't you think that's the case nowadays?
Well, it is really mixed up now because lots of crossing over. I mean, that's a good thing, but I think if it's something useful to say, that it's worth. If you see something with something that really captures you, then job done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't matter what type of music it is. If it's a great piece of artwork on an album, it's got your attention. I remember there was album covers when I was growing up, and the album artwork hit me, and it wasn't until actually 15 years later I actually realised what that artist was. And I remember suddenly that album cover scared the pants out of me. And I was like, oh my God. I remember I was 6 years old, so I picked up an album, I was like, oh, that's scary. And then years later I actually listened to it. Because you can't listen to everything, once you're put on this earth, there's suddenly thousands of artists with thousands of albums, and over the years you grow and you start experimenting with different types of music. As far as making your own music, if you've got all these like voices coming at you and all these sounds coming at you, you might go, well, what do I want to say? What kind of things should I write? I mean, do I even play guitar? Do I play piano? Do I rap? Do I sing? Do I shout? Do I scream? What do I do?
What got you into rock music? Why rock?
Drugs. No, I was just joking.
That's honest.
No, I don't do drugs. But rock music just it got to a point where I was having a problem with my childhood fitting in.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people at school have.
As we all do. That's normal.
I mean, there are not many kids that don't. I mean, I think maybe it's a school system, I don't know. But I had problems, and some of the lyrics for some songs stood out.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just the chords they were playing and the type of music, it was what they were saying. It kind of made me feel I wasn't on my own. And I think that's very scary for a teenager when they're feeling isolated, they're not too sure what the world, don't know who to trust. And then you realise there are other people out there.
You're not the only one going through these things, it's so true. That's why music people escape, don't you think?
It's escapism.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you make music as well, yeah?
Me, I mean, I try. I'm more of a shower singer, I'll be honest.
Well, it was you express yourself.
Yeah.
But when you find others doing the same kind of thing as what you like doing, you feel a lot better about it, and you start wanting to network.
Definitely.
And if you want to get someone in the music industry, you have to network. And if you start going to places where this music is acceptable, because not all music is acceptable everywhere. Otherwise, I could go to Tesco's and I could hear thrash metal being played in the food and veg section.
That's not going
to happen. Yeah, I'm more likely to hear Katy Perry. Yeah. Whereas if I want, I like grunge music and a lot of the music from the 90s. So like there's only certain places where you can hear that music. So when I was growing up, I went to clubs, I went to bars and rock concert places, and I started meeting new people. And this is what people do. It's networking. And what you don't realise is what you're doing, you're starting the upward climb for your career, where you start talking to other people that make the music, the people that listen to the music. You find out what makes them tick, what do they like, and then you go think, what do I want to say, and then you go, how do I want to say it, and you start working with other musicians. Like I formed a high school band, and I wanted to sort of work with those people. It wasn't quite me. And then I went to college and I met other people, and then you start making more and more friends, and then you start working out what kind of musician you are, what kind of songwriter. And you've got to be a kind of businessman as well. I said there's no money in it, but there's nothing wrong with being proud of yourself and seeing yourself as a brand. Oh. I am brand Nick J. Townsend.
As we can see.
You can wear a hat too.
Thank you.
But the thing is, I decided, well, I have a unique look. Yeah, I wanted to be me.
It's good to be unique. So, Mr. Nick J. Townsend.
Makes it easier for people.
What would you say is your brand if you could, sell yourself in a phrase, in a short paragraph, short sentence? Who is Mr. Nick J. Townsend?
Do you know, I've never been asked that, and that's really hard to answer, but I'm going to answer it. My music is about the truth, and it's about how I see the world, and I see the media as kind of doing the opposite of what it should be doing. It brainwashes people, and I'm trying to deprogram all the brainwashing. So I suppose I'm kind of, I'm not a bad person, I'm a very good person, and I try to stick to the rules, but some of these rules are very wrong, and I think the way that the world of media works, there's lots of wrongdoings out there, wars which are unnecessary, things which I don't like, and I use my music to kind of salute the people with me that disagree with how the world works. I put my own spin on what I think of the world, because it's not just my voice, lots of people, and you get inspired by people.
Yeah.
So musically, that's what I do.
And that's your band WEAK13?
Yeah, it's all one word, 6 characters, WEAK13.
Okay, and it's not just music that you do. I know you're a very multi-talented guy. Do you want to tell our viewers about anything else that you've got on the horizon?
I do butlins. No, I don't. But I've been to Hollywood recently, and I did a film or two. But you know what? It's not about. Here we go. I've been to Hollywood. That sounds really cool. I wanted to go to Hollywood because I said I would do it, and I had no idea how I was going to do it. How am I going to afford that? I ain't got any money. How am I going to do that? So I had to work out a way of doing it. And it cost me a fortune, a lot of paperwork, a lot of typing, a lot of networking. I did it. I came back from there. I came out with about 3 performances on film under my belt. And I think you got determination and confidence to achieve these things. Because I thought, well, it'd be nice to go, but not really sure. Yeah, that wishy-washy attitude isn't going to. Yeah, you got to be really confident. Yeah.
That's true. So, is there anything else? There's gone to Hollywood, WEAK13.
I illustrate children's books. I write a satirical column in a RGG magazine.
RGG magazine.
I kind of work in music venues and rehearsal room music places as well. You have to be a bit of an all-rounder, because let's say you want to be a rapper or a vocalist or a opera singer or a guitarist or a keyboardist.
Yeah.
If you just do that, you've got horse blinkers, because you don't know what anybody else is doing. I actually learned how to take apart a drum kit. I'm not a drummer, but I wanted to know how it worked, because every time my drummer now says, "Oh, it's going to take me 20 minutes to tidy up," I go, "No, it won't. I know how long it takes. You can do it in 5 minutes." You missed about that, mucking about. Yeah.
So where do you see yourself in, let's say, the next 5 years?
Soho. Maybe 5 years. I don't know really.
Stand-up comedy, maybe.
Well, I've done some of that. Yeah.
So Nick, what can we expect for you in the upcoming future?
Brand new hat, and I'm also I'm going to be releasing a studio album, because I've done demos and EPs, and it's about time I had a studio album. It's taken 3 years, and we're still nitpicking bits and pieces. We've recorded all the bits, and we should be going out in the next 12 months. That sounds like a long time, but if you're going to have something to say, make sure it's right.
Definitely.
And this is other film stuff I might be doing, but I'm a creative person like yourself, so I'll just keep doing stuff. Never ends.
So we're going to round this lovely interview off with a little fun game that I call, it's the same process of Snog, Marry and Avoid, but I've mixed it up a little bit.
Alright.
So 3 people are going to be phoning you to work with you musically, work with WEAK13 musically, and you've got the chance to call one of them back, text one of them, and just avoid one of them full stop. Like, no, I don't want to, no.
I don't think I'd avoid any of them. I definitely.
But you have to, that's the game.
Oh, it's not the game.
Yeah. Okay.
Can I avoid Katy Perry?
Was that too easy? No. Okay, so 3 options are Oasis, Blink-182, and who else? Who else can I throw in there?
Do you want me to phone?
Yeah, go on, you phone one.
Jimi Hendrix.
Jimi Hendrix. So who are you phoning back, who are you texting, and who are you going to avoid?
I'd phone Jimi Hendrix because he's dead. I just want to know what he's got to say from the other side, because he's a massive influence.
Would you still phone him if he wasn't dead?
Oh yeah. I talk to him every day for good. I text Oasis, I think, because I just, I know what he'd say back. Yeah, he's actually Oasis. My brother was into Oasis. I never quite got into it, but I'd probably text him.
And then you'd avoid Blink-182.
Yeah, Blink-182 don't do anything for me.
No.
I don't know. I shouldn't. I'll probably end up having to meet them at some point. It'd be really embarrassing. But
we won't show them this interview. Don't worry.
Avoid is a strong word, like the word hate. I don't think I hate or would want to avoid Blink-182, but because to play the game, I would avoid Blink-182.
It's my fault. I hold them my hands. You wouldn't avoid them. Well, thank you, Nick. This has been such a brilliant interview, and I wish you the best of luck on your future endeavours.
You too. I hope you find some better people to interview.
You were great. Okay, this has been Centre Stage at Grosvenor Road Studio with Mr. Nick J. Townsend. Thank you for having me. Thank you for being a wonderful interviewee.
Oh, I've loved being here. This is a really great studio.
Thank you guys. Till next time. Take care.